happy Friday, my friends. How are we all doing? Hello, Cassie. Welcome in, Lyra. Welcome in, Skander. Welcome in, everybody who is joining me at this current moment. Y'all, I am so excited about today for many reasons. Today in general, and also today, the music video, you guys, because it was officially released today. I can't believe we are finally here at the release, y'all. It is so very much exciting. Hello, dearest friend. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let's see. Law says, I did get Starbucks, but I forgot to take a pic. Oh, I did too, but you know what? Here's mine. Here's the proof. I got a mocha, y'all, because I knew we were going to be doing a little chatting, so I got a venti. Usually I've been getting a grande because it's like a lot of sugar, but I was like, you know what, we're going to be chatting, so I wanted to get a venti for us. So I am prepared and ready to go. What'd you get, Law? These are the important things. What did you get? What kind of drink did you get? I love this mocha. It's so good. It's actually a peppermint mocha. Let's see. Law says, I got a chai creme frappe. Cream? Creme? Creme. Creme frappe. I have never had that. That actually sounds really good, though. Not gonna lie. That sounds really good. I can kind of like sort of taste it in my imagination, and that sounds really, really good. Let's see. Cassie says, I can't wait to see the music video. I haven't checked it out yet. Ooh, Cassie, take a couple minutes and watch it right now, because we're going to be doing a lot of chatting about the music video, kind of the different locations, the different crew members, kind of all the things that were involved in the process of making this music video. So definitely check it out, because I'm going to be referencing like a couple of very specific shots in the music video and kind of calling out and celebrating some of our crew that made those shots happen. So definitely check it out. If you guys have not seen it yet, I did link it and pin it to the stream here, so definitely check it out. At some point, we are going to have Michael jump on as well, because you guys may or may not know this, but Michael was our DP, our director of photography. So he's going to jump on and kind of talk about like his process, and kind of like we're going to talk about our process together, because it was very much a collaborative journey. So, y'all, I'm actually so excited. I'm trying to like gather my thoughts, because there was so much that went into this video. But before we really jump in, you guys, I want to give you all a few minutes to go watch the video. So definitely go and watch it. It's pinned there. If the pin for some reason doesn't work, the channel is Sarah Lightman. Y'all know her. Sarah Lightman, and definitely go check it out and then return back here. And then we will kind of dive in. I know we have a stream scheduled for 4 p.m. I'm planning on only doing like an hour stream. It's kind of very last minute and impromptu, so thank you guys for being here. So if we have to push the other stream a little bit, we can, because I'm just so excited to kind of like dive into the entire process of this music video, y'all, because I'm so excited. Let's see. Meow says, sorry, Ash, so sorry. Bye-bye. No worries. See you later, Meow. See you later. But y'all, I'm super excited to finally kind of like talk to y'all about this process, because as you guys know, there were a lot of times where I'm like, sorry, y'all, I have to cancel stream. I'm in the editing room. Or sorry, y'all, I have to cancel stream. I'm out scouting, you know, so I'm so excited to kind of share with you what kind of happened and what kind of all came together to make this beautiful work of art. Let's see. Skander says, are we going to play Fortnite after or not? Sadly, Skander, not today. Once we switch over to Twitch, we're going to be doing some Another Crab's Treasure, but we will be playing Fortnite tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time here on YouTube if you'd like to join then. Sorry to disappoint, but this stream is very much just talking about the kind of creation of today, the music video that I edited and directed for Sarah Lightman. So I'm very excited to talk about it, y'all. Let's see. Cassie says, wait, are we putting the two streams together, or are they two separate streams? Two separate streams. So this one's like a very last minute impromptu stream just to kind of celebrate the release of today. And then we're going to be doing our Twitch stream after this one, probably directly after this one. So we'll just kind of move over there after this stream is over. But I'm trying to figure out like where to begin. I feel like I really want to talk about like the actual like production itself, because I feel like there was so much that happened. Well, I mean, maybe I want to talk a little bit about pre-production as well, because I was a part of obviously the pre-production, production, and post-production. So there's like a lot that goes into it. I'm trying to decide where I want to begin though, because there's like so much. I think I actually know where I want to begin. I want to begin, y'all, by saying a gigantic thank you to each and every one of you guys. I wanted to personally get on here and say thank you to each and every one of y'all for supporting this project, whether it be with words of encouragement, whether it be financially. I just want to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you guys. Like, y'all have always believed in me as a person and me as a streamer, but you guys have even gone a step farther than that. You guys have believed in me as a director, as an actor, as like a model, as all these other things that I do outside of streaming. You guys have always been such a huge support for me over these last 4 years and beyond. And I just feel so grateful to be able to sit right now in this chair and share these things with you and share these big moments, because like, this is a really big moment, you guys. This music video was truly a labor of love. And I'm just so excited that I finally get to share it with you and finally get to talk about the process, because I feel like, especially during the editing process, I didn't want to like disclose too much of what I was doing and what was going on, because I wanted to keep it a secret for the big reveal of the music video. And so now that it's officially released, like I can kind of tell you guys what I was doing, what I was up to, and kind of the entire process. So, because I believe we've been kind of adding things to this music video and making it happen, I believe, since our fundraiser in February. I might have that date slightly off. But I'm so excited for everyone to be able to finally see it and to see all of our talents that came together to make this beautiful project. And there was a lot that went into it, you guys. Like, doing a production to this caliber was really, really like intense experience for everyone involved. Intense in a good way. And so like, I kind of just want to share with you. And if you guys have any questions like throughout my long TED talk, please feel free to ask. I would love to answer like any questions you have as far as like production or anything like that. And I hope y'all have taken some time to watch the video now at this point. I'm very, very excited about it, you guys. It really came together and it really like turned out so beautiful. So let me think here. Let's talk a little bit about I kind of want to work like maybe like backwards forward, maybe. So like the edit as you see now, you guys. So actually, maybe that's not smart, because I'll get lost in the track. Okay, we're going to start with the conception. So once the concept was kind of created, right? Once it was there, the next step was to obviously do the fundraiser. And we did that fundraiser, and I still am so proud and so excited about what we fundraised. That was such a huge feat, and like that was truly like so beautiful to witness. Like everyone's generosity, everyone's kindness, everyone's support during that time was just absolutely incredible. Like it was something so beautiful to witness. And again, thank you to everybody who supported this journey. Like it was just absolutely remarkable. And so once we were able to kind of get that like that budget on lock, right, then we were able to really start diving into the like creative process. Let's see. Sweet Shay says, did you get my cards? I have not yet, Sweet Shay. I have not been able to go over to my P.O. box yet, but hopefully it is there. Also, welcome in, Jacqueline. Welcome. But y'all, so once we had that budget, we were able to start kind of making a budget breakdown, and we kind of had an initial like budget breakdown for the original concept that Sarah came to the table with. And obviously when we did that collaborative process, like, you know, we were kind of throwing in ideas, and it kind of went from like Sarah's concept to like, you know, more fleshed out and more kind of like designed and the intricate details, right? And then we went in and we did the budget breakdowns and everything of what was needed to be able to make that vision come to fruition, right? So then once we got our final budget, we were able to start making a more solidified like budget breakdown and really diving into, you know, what was possible with the budget that we had. So it was very, very exciting though, because we had this like very specific goal, which was kind of our mission statement that we lived by, which was that we wanted a piece that was going to showcase like being in limbo and then finding your way to the life that you wanted, right? Like we wanted to really like drive that point home of like, you can find yourself in a situation where it doesn't feel right to you and you may be wanting to live a life that's different than what you're living, and making that decision to change, to kind of shake things up can be really hard, but it's such an important decision to make. So that was the thing that was kind of holding this together, is like, okay, no matter what happens, we have to like make this vision happen, this goal happen. So then once we were able to kind of like, based on the budget, because obviously the budget is so important. Like the budget is what literally like makes the piece, right? Because it gives you kind of guidelines of what you can and cannot do. It kind of is like giving you that like limitation, right? So once we were able to solidify that, we kind of figured out a final concept. And once we had that concept, I kind of took that and started making storyboards, right? So the storyboards were obviously like visuals that I pulled, like stock photos basically, to kind of create like the tone, right? The vibe, the feeling, and how you can kind of affect that is like the color choices you use, the kind of the things you have in the room, the like set design, the wardrobe, like all these different elements that come together. And so I storyboarded like the music video itself. And then I also like, because when you start having other people come in, like the makeup artist and like different things like that, you have to have a storyboard for them too. You have to have visuals. You have to have like kind of like a vision board, which basically showcases like what you want in the way of the different looks. And for this music video, we actually had 3 different looks. So we had Sarah in the recording studio, and then we had Sarah on the beach, which also was a little bit of the same look as in the bridal the bridal suite. And then we had the bridal look, right? And so kind of locking in like the evolution of, you know, her journey in the music video, and then really like making sure that the makeup artist knew exactly what vibe we were going for as far as hair and makeup. And so making storyboards for that. I made storyboards for, or rather like vision boards for like wardrobe, and then like the location and the vibe we were looking for the locations and everything. And so once all of those things were like approved, then I went out and I started location scouting. And y'all, me and Michael, we must have gone to like, I don't even know how many locations. We were driving all over. We were driving all over Los Angeles looking at these different locations, because we had 3 locations. We had the recording studio, we had the beach, and we had the bridal suite. These are very specific locations. And I knew that the locations themselves were really going to be a huge part of this music video. Like, I really wanted to make sure that they were all aesthetically beautiful in their own independent way, but then they also were seamlessly like able to go together. That was the other thing, because you can't have like weird, you can't have like weird, one color palette is like, you know, bright orange, and then you go over here and this is like, you know, something completely different. They needed to go together and make sense for the flow of the video. So Michael and I like drove up and down like the different beaches, and we would like, we scheduled appointments with like, I can't even remember how many recording studios. And like, you also have to make sure that each location allows filming, right? So we had to go to all these different like recording studios, and then we went to all these different like bridal suite options. And I remember like walking into York Recording, which is where we did the recording studio. And special shout out to Tim at York Recording. He is the coolest person in the entire world. And I want to give him a special shout out because like he invested so much like passion into our music video. Like, he was helping us pick out what microphones to use, and like the setup in general, and the vibe, and like changing up the room to really make it stand out. And like the way that he had designed his recording studio was so beautiful, like with all the guitars hanging on the walls. And like, he was just an incredible person to work with. Like, he just seemed so excited about our music video, and the fact that like he was so invested in like the aesthetic it just made the process so much fun and so amazing to shoot there. And like that microphone was his suggestion, the one that you see at the start and the finish, and then throughout the video during her performance segments. Like it was just so cool. He picked it out. He made sure everything was like shiny and sparkly. Like he was great. And so when I walked into that studio, I was like, this is it. This is the place. Like the color is gorgeous. Like the aesthetic is amazing. Like it's just incredible. Like it's so great. And obviously we had more studios to see after that, but I always was like, wow, like this, I feel like this is the studio, right? Like I feel like this is it. And same with the bridal location. When I walked into that bridal location in downtown LA, I was like, this is it. This is the place. Like, I walked in and it's just like windows everywhere and like beautiful natural light. And just like aesthetically, it was already so beautiful with those like beige walls. And like, it was just stunning. And I was like, this is it. This is what I'm looking for. And then with the beach, you know, Michael and I have like files and files of images of like, you know, like just beaches that we like jumped out on. We did some like pictures and stuff, and then we jumped back in because the beach segment was really important because like I wanted to make sure that the beach itself felt a little bit more intimate than just like a giant beach. You know what I mean? Like anyone can shoot at a giant beach, but like I wanted it to feel a little bit more special. So I wanted to find a beach that like kind of was off the beaten track a little bit farther away, felt a little bit more secluded, and that's what we found with this location. That location actually had two beaches on either side of each other, but this one, the one we chose, had this like beautiful staircase down, and then like it was just kind of secluded by itself, and like it just was gorgeous. Like it was such a beautiful location. So once we like saw all of the locations, beaches are so relaxing. It's so true, and I loved that part of the scout. I'm not gonna lie, I really loved that part of the scout. I was like, oh my goodness, you know, scouting at beaches, let's go. So yeah, and then of course, like a part of the process was to take pictures and videos of everything because Sarah is out of state, and so I wanted to make sure that she approved like everything that we did. Like I wanted to make sure that she was happy with every single choice that was made. Before it was made. So yeah, I took videos and like pictures of everything, and I kind of made her like little videos and little like picture kind of like vision board type things to show her the locations and stuff that I sent. And then once we approved the locations, then we went and did what's called a tech scout, which is basically when you go back to those locations and you like take more in-depth videos, because that's when you kind of like as DP and director really kind of zero in on like the shots that are going to be done. And by this point, I had been working on what's called a shot list, which is basically a very structured, detailed kind of outline of what is going to be shot. Now, for me, because I edit as well as direct, I direct to edit, which basically means like in my head and on paper, once I solidify the shot list, in my head, I know exactly the story of the music video down to the second. So like if you guys were to look at my shot list, it's literally like 001 or 000 to like 006, say, is, you know, the first 6 seconds of the video looks like this, right? And so like, because of that, I was like, I really need to make sure that we get these shots, and like, obviously we can get extra coverage and all that. But these specific shots are going to be the ones that in my vision, I'm going to use. And so when we're on our tech scout, we have to kind of figure out how everything in the room is going to be oriented, where the camera is going to be, where the artist is going to be, like kind of figuring out just the very specific logistics of like where light is coming in for like the bridal studio, like where the light is. And then like figuring out what we will need as far as like lighting and, you know, movement of the camera and like all this stuff, right? And so once we finished those tech scouts, I actually really enjoyed the tech scout part. That was really fun. Because I love working with Michael. Michael is he's such an amazing DP, and like, he's such an amazing cam op as well. Like, I just love working with him, and being able to collaborate with your significant other is just so special. So once we locked in locations, that was very, very exciting because that's such a big part of like everything. That's like so important. Let's see, Jenny, welcome in. I'm at work and have the sound off and have to close YouTube as soon as I send this, but congratulations on the video. I can't wait to watch it. Love y'all, miss y'all. Oh, Jenny, welcome in. No worries at all. I hope you have a lovely, lovely rest of your day, and I'm so excited for you to see it. Let's see, Albert says, congrats on the music video. I like it. It had a very cinematic quality to it. What made you go with that wide aspect ratio? Oh my goodness, thank you for asking this question. Okay, so I'm gonna pause what I was saying a little bit because I want to answer this. So the aspect ratio was a conversation that Michael and I had, and I was debating so much with this decision. You guys, I was like so conflicted with this because it really does change the vibe. It really does change the vibe. Like, you can look at music videos all over YouTube and they will all have very different like aspect ratios, right? I picked that one because I thought and felt that it looked very, very cinematic. And that's actually why I went with it, because the other aspect ratio I was considering was like pretty and it looked really cool, but I don't know, like seeing the very like long, I don't know, it felt really cinematic and it kind of drew you in, you know? And cause for me, Mika-chan, welcome in. Happy 5 months, y'all. This means another Dream Team membership has sailed. Let's go. Thank you so much, Mika-chan. I miss you as well. Welcome in, my friend. Y'all, can we get some hype in the chat for Mika-chan? But I picked that because I just felt like going through all of the different aspect ratios, like that was the one that really, it just drew me in. It made it feel very cinematic. And for me, like one thing that I believe I've mentioned previously is that I'm a director as far as music videos go. I like making my music videos to be like little mini movies. And for me, like the more cinematic that I can make it, the better. The closer to feeling like you're sitting and watching a movie, the better. That's why, if you guys notice when you watch the video, there is a beginning or an intro and an outro where Sarah speaks to the music producer, played by Ted. He was amazing. The reason why I do that is because I just kind of feel like it sets the tone. It sets this vibe of like, okay, this isn't just a music video. This is a story. We're about to embark on a journey, right? And I feel like it settles you in and it gets you ready. And so, yeah, that's why I chose it. Is literally because you nailed it. Is because it felt more cinematic. It felt more in alignment with my kind of vibe as a director. Because I like to go in that more like cinematic world. So yeah, let's see. Cassie says, okay. So question, Ashlyn. Let's see what. Who chose the location for the music video? So it was a collaborative process. So basically how it worked is that I went out to a ton of different locations and I took pictures and video of all of them. And I definitely had my picks that I really liked. And so I kind of gave a star to them. But then ultimately Sarah was the one who chose which locations she liked the best. And I wanted her to like make that decision, you know, because it is her music video. And I wanted her to be able to, you know, choose which ones spoke to her. We definitely did talk about each location and had little meetings about those. And then we kind of all came together and kind of solidified which ones got chosen with her approval. So that is kind of how it happened. So yeah, it was a collaborative process. Let's see. Mika says we gotta catch up in Fall Guys together. Yes, Mika. Yes. I'd love that. I'm so happy you're back, Mika. Let's see. Where was I? Oh my goodness. I feel like I need to write down because it's like a long, It's a long-winded story. Okay, so we were at the solidifying of locations, and then we started talking about aspect ratio. Okay, so then once we solidified locations and I was able to know kind of what the space was going to look like, I started diving into the production design, which, let me tell you guys, production design is very interesting. It's very interesting. It is a journey. Let's just say that. Production design is a journey. Everything you see in the rooms. So the recording studio is a little bit different because Tim had a lot of stuff already there. But when you look in the bridal suite, a lot of the things, if not almost all of them, with exception of a few things, the majority of those things were things that I placed and my mom placed. So everything that was on the tables or on the little stand in the background or anything that was kind of around the room with the exception of furniture, those were all things that I found and sourced and then placed in those areas. And then there were a few things in the recording studio that were placed as well, and I'll kind of jump into that. So one thing that was really important for me as I was kind of sourcing the props and the designs for the rooms, one thing that was really important to me was kind of incorporating things that were very specific and independent to Sarah as an artist. That's something that was really, really important to me. And I'm all about the kind of I call them goose eggs, but they're Easter eggs. I call them goose eggs. So kind of those little things that if you watch a music video, you will see and be like, wait a second, that's this, or wait a second, that's that. And so a couple of those things are I wanted to make sure that we incorporated Sarah's logo somewhere. That was something I really wanted to do. So if you watch the music video, you'll see that off in the corner, when she puts her wallet down, you see her logo in the wallet. Another thing that was important. Was really important was she mentioned to me that she wanted to have cookies somewhere in the music video because in her community, she bakes cookies, which I think is really cute. So I was like, yeah, I would love to have cookies. So in the recording studio, you see a plate of cookies, and she herself actually baked those cookies before the shoot. So we put those in there. And then for instance, her book that she's writing in, her notebook, that's actually her music notebook that she writes her lyrics in. And so these things were really important. You can also see her personal earphones were also in the music video as well. Her Luna guitar was also in the music video, and you can see it in the background when she's not, holding it. So these things were really important to me to incorporate somewhere in the music video because these are specifically to her. And I think that that's important to kind of add those things, not only for the artist, but also for the community as well. I think it's fun for community members to be able to see oh my gosh, there's her logo, or there's this, or there's that. So yeah, and then in addition to that, I also talked about, I'm my mind. I also wanted to kind of tie the different scenes in together. So basically, if you notice in the bridal suite, there is a bouquet of red flowers, right? And why I really wanted to incorporate the red was because it's a pop of color, right? It was a pop of color. And let's see. Yes, Mika, I have to look at it. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes, please do. But yes, so it was a pop of color because the bridal suite was intended to feel more in the pastel-y tones, those pinks, those kind of beiges, those kind of more muted colors, because we kind of wanted to feel like Sarah was in this kind of limbo where she was almost blending into the background because she was losing herself in this situation, right? But I wanted to have that kind of pop of red, right, to kind of break up that color. And also, if you guys notice, the recording studio is those red colors, those red kind of rich, deep maroon colors. And so I wanted to kind of marry those two things. And then also there is a vase in the recording studio that has Oh my goodness, Jill! What? Welcome in. I can't stay as I'm driving, but OMG, that music video was beautifully done. Sarah's voice, the sets, the imagery, all stunning. Sending all of my love. Oh my goodness, Jill. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, y'all. Can we please get some hype in the chat for Jill? Wow, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, thank you for that generosity, Jill. Thank you so much, my friend. Oh my goodness, you always know how to bring like the biggest smile to my face. Thank you so much, Jill. Y'all, can we get a ton of hype and hearts in the chat for Jill? Jill, thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. And thank you so much for all of your love and support for literally everything that I have been a part of. You've always shown up in such a big way. Thank you so much, Jill. Not only like as such an amazing friend, but also as an incredible mod and as an incredible community member. Thank you so much, my friend. Oh my goodness. Like seriously, I don't even know what to say. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, y'all, please keep that hype and hearts coming in the chat for Jill. Please drive safely, Jill. Drive safely. And again, thank you so much for your incredibly kind words, my friend. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think of what I was saying. Oh, the flowers. Okay. So one thing I really wanted to do is I wanted to do, the red flowers in the bridal suite. And then I also wanted to do white flowers in the recording studio, because again, it's like the white flowers in the maroon room and then the red flowers in the kind of more beige pastel room. And I also did that with her shirt as well. So when Sarah changed into her outfit that she like wore when she left the bridal suite, it was that maroon kind of shirt, which mimicked the maroon studio, and then in the studio she was wearing the white shirt. And I did that because I wanted to make sure that there were kind of like, I guess like touchstones or like those kind of moments of connection in between each one of these like moments. It was very important that they all had some sort of like color palette tying them together. So that was really important. And also like the gold in the recording studio and like the gold in the bridal suite, right? Welcome in, Mom! Welcome in. So we kind of, and I'm going to give my mom a shout out here in a second because she played a really big role. So kind of everything that you see in these 3 locations, like everything that's in there was thought out and specifically placed. Like even the furniture in the bridal suite, like we moved that furniture around. Like that is not where it was originally. And so like every single thing you see, down to the floral arrangements, down to the jewelry, down to the dress on the wall, down to like everything was specifically chosen and placed. So yeah, that was a really big job. And then obviously making sure everything like didn't feel cluttered, that things felt very just felt very open. And again, because each section, each scene had a purpose, right? Each thing had a well thought out, like very specific purpose and story that we wanted to tell, which I'll get into in a second. I'm going to be talking a lot here, you guys, so just prepare yourselves. So that was kind of, let's see, I'm up to like the kind of like, props. So, sourcing the props was a journey that took a while. Just getting all the pieces, because I could see it in my head and I had all these ideas and I had all these things that like I just wanted to have, like down to one of the vases in the background of the bridal suite that you can see in one of the shots. It's like a vase of like a woman's like face, and then you see flowers coming out of it. Like I wanted that to symbolize like maybe on one hand it's symbolizing like maybe distress, like mental distress of like what am I gonna do? I'm in my mind, right? But then also like blooming and growing and changing, right? And something beautiful is coming out of this maybe moment of distress. And so that was really cool to have that vase in the background. And I also, you guys, I want to give y'all a little kind of fun fact. So, as far as props went, I was so incredibly excited because a few of my modeling clients who I have really dear friendships and relationships with, they actually allowed us to borrow products in the music video. So the dress that you see hanging there is actually from my client Evelyn Bridal. They are an absolutely fabulous, beautiful bridal dress company. Oh my gosh, you guys. They allowed us to borrow the dress and also this beautiful veil that you can see kind of over the chair in the shots of Sarah sitting there in the bridal suite. Like, those were both from Evelyn Bridal. Absolutely stunning, you guys. Oh my goodness. Like, it was the perfect dress. Like, it was just so stunning, just like hanging there gorgeously. So those both came from Evelyn Bridal, and like, they were just so lovely in allowing us to borrow those items. Kaylee P, which is a bridal shoe company, they allowed us to borrow a pair of shoes that you can see sitting underneath the dress in the shot where Sarah walks up to the dress and then walks away to the mirror. You can see the shoes. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. They matched the dress literally perfectly. I was so happy about that because that was a major concern, as I wanted to make sure that the dress and the shoes matched and that everything looked beautiful. It did perfectly. And then all of the majority of the jewelry and the different things that are kind of laying in the shot where she puts brooch. Wait, what is the word of it? The comb, the hairpiece that I literally can't remember right now. The hairpiece that she pulls out and then places on the table. A lot of the jewelry that's like sitting there, with exception to a few pieces, that was all Morning Lavender items. There are like different little items in the back that are on this like standing kind of piece of furniture. A bunch of items from there were from Morning Lavender. And then also you can see like bags that are next to a chair that are containing flowers. All of those were from Morning Lavender as well. They were so incredibly kind in letting me borrow so many pieces to decorate this set. Like, and it's so special for me, you guys. It's so incredibly special to be able to cross these worlds of mine, like to have modeling clients allow me to borrow things to put into a production that is like that I'm directing and editing. Like, that's such a beautiful thing. So being able to do that and being allowed to borrow these beautiful items was just such a gift. And so that was really, really exciting to be able to showcase these beautiful items in that way. And kind of on the topic, before we get too far into the production and stuff, on the topic of like our crew, you guys, and of the people that came together to make all of this happen. You guys, it was truly magnificent to witness. Like, I kind of wish we had been like filming the entire process, like behind the scenes, not just like clips, but like an entire like documentary team to come in and film this. Because you guys, like, the amount of passion and the amount of love and the amount of investment that went into making this music video was just incredible. Like, it was absolutely amazing. Like, I still can't believe, like, seeing the love and the pouring in of just ideas and like collaboration and like communication and all these things that came together to like do the lighting setups and do just film this gorgeous thing was so amazing. And so like, I want to start by talking about Michael, because I feel like Michael was such a crucial like member. Like, you guys don't even know. Michael put so much together. It was even like flabbergasting me. Like, I was flabbergasted. Like, the absolute like brilliance that he brought to this production. Like, I just felt so blessed to be able to work with him. I mean, Michael and I, it's like I was saying a little bit earlier, it's very special to be able to work together with your partner. It's not always the case that you can work with your partner, but Michael and I have this incredibly beautiful working relationship. And we kind of know when to put the hat on of director and DP, right? And we can have some like pretty, intense conversations, but like, we both respect each other and we have this form of communication that is really special, and that I can be like trying to communicate something, but I can kind of like move my hands around and kind of like give him descriptive words. And Michael somehow like manages to completely understand me and make it happen. And so like what's really great is that Michael kind of handles on the productions that we work together on. Michael handles the like kind of like the crew and the gear and like that side of the world, and then I am over here handling kind of the creative, like, you know, casting the actors and production design and, you know, the script if there is one, or, you know, doing all of that kind of stuff. And then we kind of come together and it's this marrying of wonderful work. And so Michael is just amazing. He brought together all of our incredible crew. You guys, he brought on this absolutely fabulous focus puller, you guys. Oh my goodness. I want to touch on that a little bit here because he is like, oh my goodness. It was such an honor and a blessing to be able to work with Sean. He was amazing, you guys. And if you don't know what a focus puller is, they are so crucial to any and all productions that have it in the budget to be able to have a focus puller. They are crucial. So basically what they do is they are the ones who are manually keeping everything in focus. And for those shots, and I'm going to call out a couple shots, you guys, so if you want to go watch the video and pull them up, you guys will see. There are a couple shots that he did that I'm still just like blown away to this day. The shot where Sarah is playing the guitar, Michael is actively moving the camera like this, and Sean is pulling focus and racking focus, and he's like, I'm telling him verbally, now go to Sarah's hand, now go to the strings, now do this, now do that. And like he is doing it and it's clean every time. It's like, now this is in focus, and now this is in focus, and then this isn't. And it's such a hard profession. It is very, very challenging. And like he did it so beautifully every single time. And he was even inspiring me. Like there were shots where we would do them and he would just do these really cool movements and like these different like focus pulls. And I was just sitting there going, oh my goodness, like I want to do that again. Let's do that again. I want to get like 2 more takes of that. And like you can see it again in the beginning and in the ending when Sarah like walks up to the microphone. And in the beginning, the focus is on the microphone, and then you see the focus being pulled to Sarah. And it happens again at the end of the music video where Sarah walks away and then the focus is on the microphone. And so it happens a lot. Or like when the flip-flops are in focus and then all of a sudden the wallet is in focus on the beach. So you see it a lot. And I am like so incredibly grateful for Sean. Like he did such an amazing job, and any idea that I had, like he just aced every single time. And a little fun fact here, and this is going to be another like shouting out Michael moment. On the first day of shooting, we actually didn't have a focus puller. We were on the beach and we didn't have a focus puller. And so Michael himself, you guys, picture this. Michael himself was operating. So any movement you see of the camera, that is all Michael. He's up to this big rig, right? He's holding the camera. He is not only operating the camera, but he is also focusing. He is pulling focus. And I can't even begin to tell you guys how difficult that is. Like the fact that he was able to do that is still just like, it blows me away. He is so incredibly talented. Like I can't even. So anyway, so like the shot where like Jim, the actor who played the fiance, when he pulls the ring out of his pocket, that focus pull shot, all Michael. The moment where the flip-flops focus to the wallet, all Michael. Like these shots were just like absolutely incredible. And not only that, the fact that he was able to keep focus while like there was movement, because there's movement happening and we're jumping around and we're doing all these things. The fact that he was able to do that was just outrageously amazing. So we had not just 1, but 2 absolutely fabulous focus pullers on this production. So I just have to like shout both Michael and Sean out because that is not an easy job and they aced it every single time. So they were amazing. Yeah, on the sand, no less. Exactly. So I just wanted to shout them out first and foremost because they were amazing. And then we had like Oh my goodness. We just had so many amazing people on our team. We had Cisco, Grip and Electric. We had like all these incredible people come together to just make the lighting setup so incredibly gorgeous. Like it was just, I just couldn't even believe it. Because one thing that you run into, one thing that's hard is when, for instance, like in the bridal suite, we were shooting there for 12 hours. So when you shoot somewhere that has like lighting coming in, like it's very difficult to like be able to match a room and have the continuity with lighting for the entire experience, because obviously the sun moves, right? And like things change and lighting changes. So the lighting always had to kind of facilitate the seamless, you know, switch between setups and between scenes. And they just nailed it every single time. Like they were just amazing. Like I can't even begin to sing their praises enough. Like they put so much passion and so much effort into it. Like it was just so beautiful to see. Like they cared so much. And like I was just so profoundly impressed with them. And like I absolutely loved our makeup artist as well, Jacqueline. She was absolutely fabulous. The hiring of hair and makeup was a little bit of an interesting journey, because I have a lot of hair and makeup connections from like my history as like a model and an actor. But unfortunately, pretty much all of my hair and makeup friends were either working that weekend or they were out of town. And so I couldn't hire someone that I had previously worked with. And so I'm starting to ask everybody for recommendations of like hair and makeup. And I start like looking at people's portfolios, and I came across Jacqueline. And she had this absolutely gorgeous, you guys, and when I say gorgeous, I mean like out of this world beautiful body of work. Like absolutely gorgeous. And so I was like, wow, I would really love to work with this person. Like this person is so incredibly skilled. Like I hope, you know, we can work together because she's so great. So she ended up coming on, and our first day of shooting was actually at like, 3 a.m, 3:30, something like that. It was like so early, and she was on time. She nailed it. We had like a full on like conversation about like what we were going to do as far as hair and makeup, because the beach shoot was shot first, and then we did the recording studio on the second day, and then the bridal suite on the third day. And it was important that the beach day and then half of the bridal day that they matched, because we were shooting things, they were shooting things out of order, and so they needed to match. So we kind of had that conversation, and she did a beautiful job, and I was very happy with like how it all came together. And so she was fabulous, and like I don't know, like every single person on our team was just so passionate and so invested in everything. And another person I really want to call out actually is my mom, because when I do productions, like especially in the world of low budget, like you have to wear a lot of hats. Like when you're in production, you kind of have to do like a ton of things. You have to, you know, be the production designer. You have to, you know, be your own scripty. You have to like do all these things, right? You know, you have to deal with props and wardrobe and all these things where, you know, on bigger productions, on like full scale productions, they would have, you know, a team for that. They would have a team for wardrobe or a team for, you know, like production design, and like there would be teams. And so on these lower budget projects, you may have one, if you're lucky, like 2 people doing these things. And so my mother is a godsend, you guys, because anywhere where I don't have a person to help me, my mom somehow fills that role. So a couple of the things that she did on this production, she was my assistant. Anything that I needed help with, whether that was steaming clothes at 3 a.m, or, you know, on the beach day, she was a driver. She literally would like pick up people and drop off people, because we obviously had call times and, you know, wrap times and things like that we were very serious about, you know, making sure happened. And so like she did that. She made sure that everybody had crafty, which that is basically like food and drinks and different things that just are on standby on set. She made sure that happened. She helped me with all of the props, like find and gather all of the props. She helps me like pick a makeup artist, because obviously like I always want to, you know, have a second opinion or a third opinion, right? And so she helped with that. Like, she literally had a piece and like every single thing that was done, because it's a lot for one person or maybe two people. It's a lot. And so, you know, she helped with everything. And like, on top of that, she also did all of the floral arranging in the different areas, like in the bud vase that was in the recording studio, and also all those beautiful floral arrangements that you see in the bridal suite. She did all of those. The flowers that were in the like little morning lavender bags, she did all of those. She did the designing of the bed in the background, like you can see it kind of in the distance in the mirror. You can see the bed. She designed the bed. She helped me so much with production design. Like she helped me transport everything. Like she helped me organize everything. My mother is incredibly organized. And so like she did all of these things. And like, to be honest, you guys, if I didn't have my mom, like it would definitely be so much more difficult, because like all those moving pieces, all of those lists you have to make, you know, with each scene when you have different locations, like you have a list of things that you have to have, like always making sure the ring was there, you know, always making sure that all the wardrobe was steamed and ready to go, making sure that like the crucial pieces were always present. And like my mom also helped me with continuity, remembering like, okay, Sarah is wearing this at this time, make sure you have this there. Like, she really helped me so much. So I'm so incredibly grateful for my mom. I can't even begin to express it. And she's helped me like this for my entire career. And I feel like I don't sing her praises enough. So like, so grateful to my mom. And then of course we had an absolutely incredible colorist. Daniel was amazing. Oh my goodness, you guys, the color is gorgeous. Like you can shoot the most amazing thing, right? But if the color is off, it is a problem. And so like the colorist was so fabulous and took all the notes that we had, all the very specific notes that we had, and made it happen. And like, I just can't even begin to say how amazing Daniel was at his work. Like, oh my goodness, so lucky to have him on the team. I mean, we had so many incredible people in our production, and like the list goes on, you guys. Like there are so many people. And then there are also those kind of people behind the scenes, you know, the people who, you know, just give me advice or help, or, you know, just give me like words of encouragement. You know who you are. Like the people out there who just really like help in those kind of behind the scenes ways that are just so crucial to the entire experience. Like those people are so incredibly priceless. And like, I'm so excited. And then of course, let me not forget our amazing actors. We had Jim there. Jim was amazing. He played our fiance. Oh my goodness. I loved Jim so much. He was such a fabulous actor. You guys, let me tell you, like he had to lift Sarah up and they do that spin move at least like, I don't even know, a bunch of times, so many times, because we had to get different like angles and stuff. And so like Jim was amazing, and he nailed it like every time, except for one time he fell, and there was only once, and I was like so surprised that it even happened. And I was like, man, the fact that you only fell once, that is amazing. So Jim was absolutely fabulous. He was so professional and wonderful. And special shout out to Irina Reedy. She's my creative partner. She is the actress and producer, co-writer of Another Story. You guys know her. I know you love her. I love her too. She was the one who introduced me to Jim, because I also had the task of figuring out our actors, right? Because the music producer and the fiance was like crucially important. And so I kind of called in all my friends to help me like find the perfect, you know, actors for this. And Sarah came with Ted, and he was absolutely fabulous. Originally, we had another actor. Well, I guess technically, well, yeah, he's kind of an actor. He's an actor-musician. But we originally had my friend who was going to step into that role, but unfortunately, because it wasn't a SAG production, he could not participate in it. And so then, you know, we kind of were back to the drawing board, and Sarah found Ted, and I was like, oh my goodness, he's great. And he was so good, you guys. He was perfect. He came, he was so professional. He was so on it. Like, I absolutely loved him. I thought he was so great. he was just awesome. He made me laugh. Like he was so there. So I love Ted. I love Jim. We were very lucky to have both of them on this production. They were just perfect in their roles. But yeah, like special shout out to all my friends who helped me cast as well. But yeah, I mean, every single person on the project was just so crucial. And I wanted to make sure to get on here and like kind of sing their praises, you know, because when you watch a final product, I feel like, you know, there are times where you watch it and you don't know like what went into making that thing happen. Like you don't know all of the people it took and all the people that came together and like shared their talents and their expertise to make that thing there. You know what I mean? And so I wanted to shout out all of our amazing team members. And then circling back around to Michael, because I kind of want to jump back into the kind of process of pre-production. So Michael and I, one of our jobs as director and DP was to kind of like really solidify the structure. And Michael is so good at like creating a plan. He is a plan guy. So I have like my shot list, right? And I have all the things that need to be shot, like non-negotiable need to be shot. And so Michael takes that and he's able to kind of structure the day in order to accomplish that goal. And I was so grateful for that, right? Because when you only are working with like, say, a few hours, like when we were at the beach, or when we're only working with like a 12-hour day, yeah, that can seem like a long time. But when you're moving setups and you're changing lighting and you're moving cameras and you're getting, you know, hair and makeup changes and you're doing all these things, time goes fast. So it's incredibly important to have like a structure. And obviously, like you have to make room for variables. You know, you have to make sure that if there's something like, you know, something happens, whether it be, you know, with like the lighting, if you're dealing with natural lighting, something comes up, or a wardrobe malfunction, or something with the artist, or something with the crew, or something like makeup, or something happens, right? Like you always have to kind of allot time for those kind of issues or things that just naturally arise on a set. There's always going to be something that comes up that you have to kind of navigate around. And so like Michael is so ridiculously good at being able to kind of like have the structure and then keep me in check as well. Like that is one thing I've really been grateful for him, because like I'm kind of someone who has a vision, right? And I know exactly how I want it to be, and I know exactly what I want to do. And then like sometimes like we'll be a few takes in and Michael will come to me and be like, hey, listen, you know, it's really important that if you want to get this shot, that we move on to the next one, like in the next X amount of minutes, right? And so he keeps me on schedule so that we're able to like get everything that we need. And not only that, like being able to communicate to him what I want as far as like aesthetic or, you know, color or, you know, whatever it may be, lighting, XYZ, the fact that he's able to digest that and then make it happen, or like a camera movement that I want, the fact that he's able to do that and seamlessly and effortlessly, and well, not effortlessly, but like seamlessly and seemingly effortlessly do that is amazing. Like he is such a hard worker and he's so dedicated to his craft. It's amazing. So anyways, so once back to props. So once we sourced all of the props and everything, and again, you guys, if any of y'all have any questions throughout this of like production or anything like that, please ask away. I'm here to answer like any questions, or like if there are moments in the music video where you're like, ooh, this thing, please like share. So once we kind of got all the props together, we had our locations locked in, we had our actors cast, we had like our crew being booked. Once we had all those things kind of in place, then we found our way to like a couple days before like shooting. And the things that like sometimes people like maybe won't remember or won't like realize is that things are thought through down to like nails. Nails are a thing, you guys. It's so funny because we had so many like close-up shots of Sarah's hands. It was so important that like Sarah's nails looked nice and that they were a specific color, because when you're getting married, right, you always have that like either nude or white or French tip or whatever. And her nails obviously couldn't be redone throughout the music video because we were shooting for 3 days. So I was like, okay, let's get a beige nail. So we had made sure that she got her nails done. So that was something. Literally, we had like a fitting and we had all these different clothes for Sarah to try on. And then she brought some of her own clothes, which was great, that we kind of like discussed in advance. And so we just kind of solidified the clothes and like the clothing styles. And then my mother was so kind and steamed them all. And then obviously like we spoke to the other actors and we, discussed about what they were going to wear and getting that all in, like set and ready to go. And then we find ourselves like on the shoot days. And like I said, we shot the beach first and then we shot the recording studio and then we shot the bridal suite. And the shooting, I mean, you guys, like it was pretty impressive, like how to the T it went. Like between my shot list and Michael's schedule, like we went bang, 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 bang. Like we made it out like on time. Like we got through it. We got everything that I wanted to capture. There was one thing that had to be altered on the recording studio day, but that we just dealt with. Again, it's one of those things where when you find yourself in a moment where things have to be adjusted slightly to kind of quote unquote make the day or, to be able to accomplish the main goal, you just figure it out, right? You just kind of, shuck and jive a little bit and you navigate it and you find a way through it. So that's what we did. That was really our only hiccup for the actual filming. Like everything else went so smoothly. We got all the shots that we wanted to get. Everyone was so professional and so amazing. And just, again, really just blew me away with like their incredible talent. Like everyone just did such an amazing job. And all the things came together as far as tone and look and like the aesthetic and everything. It just looked so great. I'm very proud of it. And then we kind of like dive into the post-production, which is where I've been for the last like month and a half or so. When I say I'm in my cave, I'm legitimately like in my dark room, like editing, because like I said, I edited as well as directed this. And so when I jumped into the editing room, because I had my shot list and I shot to edit, I pretty much like knew the way I wanted it to look with a few like small changes that had to be made on the shot or on the shoot day. And so like I ended up like building what's called a skeleton. And that's basically when I take all the clips that like I find just right away and I place them in the position that I want them to be. And once I'm happy with that skeleton, then I kind of like pick chunks, like little areas, right? Like say the bridal suite, and then I go to like the in-between between the bridal suite and the beach, and then I go to the beach segment, right? And then I work on the performance. So like I kind of cut it up into pieces and fine-tuned, and like we had 2 12-hour days, and then I can't remember how many hours the beach was, but it was a lot. And when I say, you guys, I watched every single piece of footage. I'm anal this way. I watched every single piece of footage because it is important to me to make sure that I don't miss any fabulous moment. Like I want to find the best moment and the moment that showcases the story the best and also showcases Sarah the best. And so I watched every single visual that we shot, every single one. So once I like made it through that, then I started like flagging the ones that I liked the most. And I made like different little files of like, these are the shots I absolutely want to use. And these are the ones that I'm like kind of on the fence about. And so I like started building and building and building and fine tuning. And the thing that took the longest was probably the syncing. Because one thing I cannot stand, you guys, in music videos, one thing I cannot stand is when like the sync is off, but like with the lip syncing. That just, you guys, that is the thing that just bothers me. So I will literally go frame by frame by frame and make sure that lip sync is on point. And I do that with every single take we did of her performance. Like I synced every single clip. And so like I wanted to make sure that I had access to all the clips, right? I didn't just pick the moments I liked the best. I synced all of them in case I needed to go back and pick something up or anything like that. So I synced all of them, of course, with the lines, right? The spoken lines that all had to be synced up as well. And so I did all of that. And then I just spent so much time just fine tuning, comparing takes. Which one do I like better? Like just fine tuning. And then once I got to a point where I was like, I think this is it. Like, I think this is the edit. I showed it to Sarah for approval and she loved it, which I was very, very happy about. And then after it was approved, then it went to color, which is where it's been for the last couple of weeks. And we fine tune that and fine tune it. And then while that's also going on, we also, are working on the other things like the credits at the end and kind of figuring out what's going in there and all that good stuff, fonts and all that. And then once the color was done, it came back. Michael and I, we did some fine tuning with the sound mixing of the lines and all of that, framing, if we needed to adjust framing or anything, just fine tuning. And then it was finished. And now it is the final product that you guys see. So it's it is a big process. And I just feel so proud of it, you guys. Now that it's all finished and it's living out in the world, I just feel so proud of the product that we created, and so much effort and so much time went into this piece. It's so gorgeous. I think everyone did such a fabulous job. It was a beautiful thing. And it's just funny because all these days kind of coming, you think about all the days that it took to go into something, the returning of gear, the picking up of gear, the, returning of products, the picking up of products from Morning Lavender and Evelyn Bridal and Kaylee P. And, the just the different things that came in, the making sure we had meals on set and sourcing out where the meals were going to come from, and just all the location scouting and all those things, right? The booking of everyone. It was so much work, but it was so worth it because the product that we came out with was so beautiful and something that I think I will treasure because it really does tell a story. It tells a story of a person who is in limbo, a person who is on the precipice of a life-changing decision, right? Getting married. And she realizes that that's not what she wants. Right? That's not what she wants to do. She wants to, live the life that she wants for herself. And so she decides to leave that life that she was going to be walking into behind, and she chooses herself and she chooses the dreams that she has. And I think what's really special about this is that this is not just, a another runaway bride story or things like that. This is a story about a couple that their love and their, connection is stronger than, trying to think of an analogy that I can use. Stronger than a rock, right? No, but I just mean that it's stronger than any challenge is what I was going for. And I feel the fact that, the note that was written, if you pause that note that she writes in the bridal suite, it basically says, I don't want to live this traditional lifestyle. I want to basically be my own person, but I really love you. And if you can basically accept me for who I am and accept that I don't want to get married, but I still want to be with you, come meet me at our spot at 6 p.m. And the fact that, the fiance comes to the beach and accepts her for who she is and puts the ring on her middle finger to symbolize I still love you and I still want to be with you, but I respect your decision. The fact that was the story I felt was very powerful, and that you can still be who you are and embrace who you are and live into the life that you want for yourself, and you will have people in your life that accept you as exactly who you are. And I think that's a fear that we all face of if I really showcase who I am, or I live the life that I really, feel is right for me, am I still going to have friends? Am I still going to have a partner? Am I still going to have my family? Right. And I think it's really beautiful to showcase a story that, yeah, you will still have people in your life that care about you and love you for exactly who you are. And those are the people that you should hang on to, right? So I feel like it's a really beautiful like self-love story, as well as like a healthy relationship and like supportive partner story, which I think is something that I think a lot of people strive for, is finding those healthy relationships, and not just partnerships, but like relationships, you know, healthy friendships, healthy partners, healthy work relationships, healthy family ships, right? Like it's important to find those people. And I feel like showcasing a story that really, you know, presents a healthy relationship is beautiful. I think that that's really, really wonderful. So I was very happy with how it all came together and how it all kind of flowed, and the locations worked out beautifully, and everything I believe happens for a reason. So even those minor changes that we had to make, you know, because certain things came up, like it all worked out for the greater good. Like it really did. And I really believe that. Even on set, when I'm like, oh my goodness, like what do you mean we can't get this shot? You know, like what do you mean? I remind myself, like, it's okay. It wasn't meant to be. Like that shot that you had was not meant to be. It's okay. Like it will all come together and it will all be beautiful. And like, that's literally what it is. It's absolutely gorgeous. So that is my long-winded, and I obviously left out like a lot of things, like a lot of logistic things, like little things here and there that go into productions, like as far as, you know, just like logistics and XYZ and timing of things and all that. All those things kind of, you know, are out there living as well. But kind of the key points, are there for at least the just before filming and then post-production. So I'm very, very happy. I do want to take a moment to bring Michael on. Hopefully he is available for us, because I kind of want him to talk about like his process and like the camera that he chose, and kind of like our little collaboration as far as, you know, like color tone and how we made that happen, and with lighting and everything, and just kind of his experience as well. So I kind of want to bring him on for a second, and then yeah, please let me know if you guys have any questions. Prestige, welcome in, my friend. Welcome. Hello, Dank. Welcome in. Is this a movie or a music video? So it's a music video that was shot to look like a movie. So it was supposed to be very cinematic. And one of the things that was really important to me to showcase in the music video was also, I wanted to showcase the artist's process, right? So like I really wanted to showcase like almost documentary style, like you see like Taylor Swift or Lady Gaga, like these moments where they're in the recording studio and they're recording their song. I really wanted to showcase this because I feel like, you know, the artist's process is so specific and so independent to them. You know, like you end up with a song, right? But like, I feel like I wanted to showcase Sarah in the recording studio, Sarah writing her song, Sarah doing these things, and kind of almost allow the audience to feel like a fly on the wall while she's going through this process. And then the idea of like the bridal suite and the beach and all that, that is to kind of showcase like Sarah recalling this experience of what inspired this song. Right? Like as she's recording it in this like fantasy kind of scenario. Right. So like, I kind of wanted to show that, because I was like, you know, I would imagine that when artists like have certain songs, or they're in that process of recording music, that they recall the things that inspired them, right? Those things are in their mind. And so like, I wanted to kind of showcase that. And I feel like that intimate look into the process really was very impactful. And I liked it. I felt that it was very vulnerable. I felt that it was very moving. And again, it connects people, I think, like to that feeling of I've got to make this big decision and I don't know if I can do it. What if it doesn't turn out like how I hope, you know, or I don't even know how it's going to turn out. What are my options, right? Like I think that story is kind of fun. And then marrying in like, you know, bringing in her experience with, you know, recording as well. So yeah, that was kind of the process, but I'm going to bring Michael in. Hold on. I'm going to bring Michael in. All right, let's get Michael in here. It's ringing.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome in.
Well, thank you.
So, Michael, you know him, you love him. He's my boyfriend. He's great. But he's also like an absolutely incredible DP. I've been singing your praises a lot during stream.
No, you're too kind.
But I kind of wanted you to talk about, because I feel like you can kind of elaborate on this a little bit. Oh my goodness, Prestige! Thank you so much, my friend. Prestige says Director of the Year. Oh my goodness, that's a huge, like, incredibly kind thing to say. Thank you so much, Prestige. Can we get some hype in the chat for Prestige? Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, y'all. Let's get some hype and hearts in the chat for Prestige. Prestige, I don't know if you were here at the beginning of stream, but I just want to extend a very, very big thank you to you as well. I know you were a big part in the fundraiser, and I just want to say thank you, my friend. I am so grateful to you. I kind of said a big thank you to the community for everything that you guys contributed, not only like financially, but also like with words of encouragement, with support over these last few months. Like, I just want to say thank you, Prestige. Thank you for your continued support and kindness to me, to Sarah, to everyone. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. And thank you for that beautiful gift. Thank you so much, my friend. Sorry, Michael. I was just saying, I feel like you can elaborate better than I can about the kind of process of like choosing the camera and like kind of talking about, you know, your rig that you were carrying on the beach, and talking about like your team and kind of what they did as far as lighting, Cisco and his team, and like Sean, of course. And so just kind of like elaborating on kind of your experience and like based on kind of what I was going for as far as tone, all that kind of just elaborating on that process a little bit.
Yeah, so, you know, the creative process is kind of prevalent through everything, and that even comes down to just the choice of camera and lenses, what camera you use, what lenses you select, what filters you put in front of those lenses. All of them are going to have an impact on the end image. It's going to give it a certain tone, a certain feel. So it's really important, you know, my job as a DP is to talk to you as the director and make sure we're kind of on the same page in terms of what we want out of that look. And, you know, we did that and we had something picked out. I know we ran into some logistics issues where we couldn't go with the original camera and lens that we want. That being said, you know, like I think you already mentioned it, you know, production is all about being able to pivot and be flexible and make adjustments when you need to make them. And we did that. And the camera we ended up picking was a camera called the DJI Ronin 4D. And the reason we picked it is it's what's called a gimbaled camera. So
My
essentially... Essentially what it does is it stabilizes the image, so anytime you're moving, it feels like the camera's floating.
Oh, it's my favorite.
So, you know, there's like handheld, which, you know, I'm sure anyone who's ever pointed their phone camera at something like that would be handheld. Then there's a tripod where, you know, obviously the camera's on the tripod, it's just locked off.
It's static.
But if you want to move the camera but still have it feel very stable and like it's floating through the air, you need specialized equipment for that. But since, you know, it was a lower budget production, you wouldn't use something like a Steadicam just because you don't have necessarily the support crew for that. So we wanted something that was flexible, that gave us that stabilized image, but still looked really nice. And that's kind of how we settled on that camera.
And also that camera could do both autofocus and manual focus.
Yes, yeah, because I think you talked about it on the beach day.
Yeah.
We didn't have a first AC, which is the focus puller, and I know you also touched on just how important first ACs are. I don't think they get enough credit.
No.
They're like
I used
the unsung
to be a first
AC. I'm a little biased. That was my background and how I came up in the film industry. But
I met Michael when he was a first AC.
Yeah, but it's a very, very hard job. And for that first day, we didn't have a focus puller, so we needed something that gave us the option for some kind of autofocus that was at least somewhat usable in some scenarios. That's the trick with like cinema cameras in general. Usually anything autofocus is not a good option because it's usually just not that great. But it did decent enough. It got the job done. And overall, we were really happy with the image that we got out of the camera.
I feel like Michael isn't praising himself enough for the incredible work that he did on the beach, because as much as we tried to utilize the autofocus, there are limitations with it. And when there's a lot of movement and stuff, we can run into some issues. And obviously I want my videos to be in focus, unless I'm specifically going for a look. And so a lot of what you see in the video is Michael's manual focus, which I wish I had a picture here so that they could see what you were working with, because he had this like clip in rig that he was holding the camera, and he's running on the beach, right? He's running on the sand, and he's also pulling focus while he's doing those two very difficult tasks. And so as much as it was great that we had the autofocus in a back pocket, right? For the most part, Michael did use the manual focus, which was truly remarkable. I can't begin to say it enough, because it's just so incredibly remarkable. So I just had to throw that in there, but keep going.
Well, thank you. It's just one of those challenges working on set that you kind of have to work around and adapt with. But I'm very happy with the camera. I'm very happy with the image it put out, with the level of stabilization that we were able to achieve.
Yeah.
Everything about it was great.
Yeah. So when you guys watch the video, any movement that you see of the camera, any movement this way, or when it goes like this, or any time the camera is moving, that is actively Michael moving around like this. And that's also a conversation. When we were shooting, say for instance, the performance segments, I'm a person who likes a lot of coverage. So I like it to make sure that we have solid takes in a wide, which is you see full body if you can, a mid, which is maybe waist-ish up, and then close up, which is in this world. And so although on my shot list I had an idea of what frame I was going to use, I always want to get coverage, because you never know what can happen. You never know when you get into that editing room, if one shot ties in with the next shot and flows well. So I like to get coverage. And so that's another conversation that Michael and I would have of okay, this is the most important frame here. This is the most important, but I want to make sure we get one where you're floating around and you're, moving, and we do this and that. And those are conversations that Michael and I would have on the day of do you feel you got everything? Well, yeah, but I kind of want to try maybe pushing in as she's performing. And we actually did a couple of those pushing in shots that you can see in the video. And Michael did just such a beautiful job of operating, and to DP and then also operate is definitely no small task. And so for Michael to be able to accomplish both of those things so well was really remarkable. And and also I'd love for you to kind of touch on the lighting, if you would, kind of your lighting team, your grip and electric, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that people who aren't familiar with the industry don't realize is that when you watch anything, whether that's TV or film or music videos or anything like that, there is so much going on beyond just pointing a camera at something. And what I mean by that is the lighting. The best thing you can do with lighting is make it so nobody can tell that you're lighting. And that's so much harder than what it sounds like to make something look like it's not lit and like it's just life.
It's so true.
And, the best comparison I can give for people is look, anytime you've tried to take a picture on your phone and you've wondered okay, why doesn't it look like what I watch on TV or at the movie theater? It's lighting. Like, as much as, people would want to tell you that it's the camera or anything else, a lot of it's lighting. You could literally take your iPhone onto a well-lit set and it will look like it's a movie or television because the lighting is good.
And filters as well. Filters for the camera.
Filters also help. But yeah, I'm very grateful. We had a truly amazing grip and electric team on this. Grips handle kind of rigging for lighting and what we call shaping lights. So it's, taking down light, filtering the light so it's softer. They do all sorts of stuff. And then electrics are the ones who run and rig the lights. And then the gaffer is kind of your chief lighting person. And I just want to give a special shout out to Cisco, who was our gaffer on this. He did such a phenomenal job. I mean, this guy was one of the hardest working people on set. I'm always, like, when I'm on set with Ashlyn, my mind has to be in 50 different places at once, just because there's so many things to focus on, and to try and coordinate and whatnot, that having someone in your corner who's looking out for you and watching the lighting and can be there with good ideas of how to pivot and how you can accomplish what you're looking to do. I can give Cisco a general note of, okay, well, I want to have a very large soft source from this side, and I kind of want like a 2-to-1 ratio on her face. And I don't need to tell him the specifics. I don't need to tell him what light to grab. I don't need to tell him where to put it. I just come back 15 minutes later and it's done the way it needs to be done. And that's something that's so hard to find. Not to mention, Cisco also came out with an amazing lighting package.
Well, and I also feel like it's important to mention too that, like, some of the locations that we had, the space themselves were absolutely perfect and phenomenal, but the journey that our team had to take to, like, get to those spaces, they were a little bit challenging, and, like, they just did it with ease. Like, they literally, like, unloaded and loaded in the, like, quickest way. I was so impressed, and, like, they just crushed it. Like, they absolutely crushed it, and, like, they were flawless in their talent. Like, it was just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we had locations where they literally had to go up 2 flights of very steep stairs carrying hundreds of pounds of equipment. And they did it without a single complaint. Like,
they were amazing.
These guys just smile on their face. What do you need? Great, let's do that.
And they were all, like, throwing in ideas too of, like, to make things better, and, like, just really, they had so much passion for the project. And I feel like, whether you have a giant budget, small budget, whether this is a, major movie or, a small independent, like, the fact that we had a crew that was so passionate, it wasn't just like like, that they really cared about what we were doing, that makes the project. It really does. Like, whether you're on a big project or a little project, it makes the project when everyone there is so passionate about what they're doing and their kind of respective roles. They want to do the best of their ability, and I feel like everyone showed up like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just an entire team of rock stars. I couldn't have asked for a better crew on this one.
And it was
they're
fun.
Challenging.
Yeah.
Like, music videos are challenging shoots. They're
they are.
They're notorious in the industry for just being kind of long days, not the most ideal working conditions. And I've been on my fair share of very difficult music video shoots, and just, again, no one complained. Everyone just worked hard, did it with a smile on their face, and it was a really great collaborative effort.
It really was. And I feel like the love that was poured into this piece, and, like, everyone's talents coming together, I feel like it really is showcased, like, in the final product. Like, it's gorgeous. And I think what was also really fun too is that it was very much like a collaborative process. Everyone kind of threw in their ideas, from, Michael's ideas, my ideas. We had some ideas from Cisco and his team, like, even Tim from York Recording, he threw in some some ideas. He was actually a wonderful, what's the word I'm looking for, Michael? Consultant. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. He really went above and beyond for our team to make sure everything looked, as authentic and as beautiful as possible. And I don't know, like everyone really put in all the effort they possibly could to make this as beautiful as it was. And so, yeah, like we definitely had our nose to the grindstone, right? Because we did, like I said, only have these like 12-hour days. And again, 12 hours sounds like, a lot. But when you get there, it's actually not.
That's a short day in Hollywood.
Yeah. So like it all came together. And again, like I'm so grateful for our team, but especially Michael and my mom, because like they were the ones I was working with, the closest and the most direct, right? And they just really showed up for me as a director in a way that I just find to be, completely irreplaceable and priceless. So, yeah, I want to ask Michael, actually. I'm going to interview you for a second, Michael.
Sure.
I have a question for you. So,
yeah.
What was your favorite shot to do? Like, what did you feel was like the most like aesthetically beautiful shot for you to shoot? Which one did you like the best?
So I'm gonna go with it's a two-part answer, and the reason it's a two-part answer is I like them for different reasons. So I really like the how we lit and how it looks. It's her close-up of her performance in the recording studio when she's singing at the microphone.
For sure.
That, and I think like the wider shot where we're kind of pushing in and out, just because it was such a great visual aesthetic, just a beautiful room. And I like how it ended up being lit. So I think for me, those two, those for like lighting purposes.
Yeah.
But for camera movement, I really love. It's a shame, and I know we chopped up a couple of the shots on the beach that were just these really beautiful camera movements, just because they took too long. They wouldn't fit in the edit, but I really loved the camera movement that we did on some of those wraparounds while we're like circling around her.
You can kind of see that moment. It's split up into two. It's the shot of her kind of sitting on the beach, and we kind of pull around, and then we cut away and we cut back, and now we're kind of closer up, and we kind of push in to her, and then she like looks up at the ocean. That's the shot that Michael's referring to. And that was actually all one shot. Sadly, as a director, I have these ideas and I have these shots right in my head. But sometimes like shots can be really beautiful, but then they just take too long and they don't fit. So you have to kind of be willing to let go of something that you just like cherish and treasure for the purpose, and for the final goal of the video itself. I actually really like that shot too. I think for me, it's actually kind of funny now. So I think for me, my favorite shot actually.
Oh no.
I think my favorite shot is actually the shot that Michael kind of fought me for. Yeah, I know. So little fun fact that you'll only hear here, is the shot where Sarah is looking at the dress and we shoot through the kind of window pane of this door. That was originally supposed to be a completely different shot. And this is one of the shots I was kind of referencing of like, you have to be able to kind of like adapt when you're in the space based on logistic issues. Because you can plan all you want, but then obviously, things can come up that kind of prevent you from doing your original plan. And this was one of those moments where I had a completely different shot in mind, in my vision, right? And then Michael comes to me and he's like, we can't shoot that direction. And I'm like, what do you mean we can't shoot that direction? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. And he's like, no, we really can't. And I'm like, why not? And then Michael, of course, explains to me the very logical and very fair explanation as to why we can't shoot that angle due to logistic like lighting issues. And I'm like, Yes, we can.
Make it work.
Make it work. And that was one of those moments where Michael, and this is why it's so important to have such a good collaboration dynamic and kind of solid working relationship with your DP, is because like Michael knew what I was going for. Like he knew what I was going for and what I wanted. And so he suggested the shot that you see in the video, which is looking through the window into like the room and then seeing her looking up at the dress. Why I like that shot so much is because when we kind of got to the final edit and we see Sarah walking around that door and then looking back up at the dress, I love that shot now because you see her. I didn't do this on purpose, and this was all Michael. Michael knew. He knew somehow that moment where she looked up and made that decision to leave the room, right? To like looking up and this is not what I want, right? That was mimicked again when she leaves the room. She's looking up at the dress and is in conflict, but then she makes the decision to leave. So it's kind of like reverse, right? And like it turned out so beautifully. And so like I think that's my favorite shot, the shot of her looking up at the dress, because I think number one, it's absolutely just gorgeous. I think Sarah looks great in it, and I think that it's just beautiful. But then also kind of the way it came about and then how it worked so well in the edit, like that's why it's my favorite. I think it's just stunning.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those little happy surprises. Obviously, like a lot of planning goes into a shoot like this, and then between your shot list and storyboard.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of what we've both already touched on. It's that being flexible and open to still discovering things on set,
Exactly. So, I'm really grateful that everyone saw the vision. Everyone saw what we were going for. You did. Sean did, our focus puller, Cisco did, our gaffer, like everybody could see it. Jacqueline could see it. Like everyone could see it, right? And so like when you have a team that is that united, like during the time constraints and stuff, we just went from one shot to the next to the next to the next seamlessly because everyone just knew what we were there to do and just somehow inherently, knew what everything needed to look like. And it was just really, really, really great. So I'm very, very happy with this piece, and I'm very happy with, kind of the way it came about with Michael and Mai's kind of collaborative process of this. And like Michael's eye is just fantastic for color as well. Like he was such a huge part of like the coloring process and helping me kind of navigate those waters of, finding that perfect color. And so Michael was just a very big part of like, working with Daniel to make the color what it is. And so like, I'm very grateful for Michael. I'm just very grateful for Michael. But yeah, were there any other points that you kind of wanted to touch on, Michael, about anything?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the only thing I'd say is just hitting home more on how much of filming is done before you even step on set.
That's so true.
And you did a phenomenal job with that. And, storyboard, shot list, yes, but also just coming up with the entire visual aesthetic in terms of production design and what you want things to look like. And then bringing all those pieces together. So much of it, I like to think that like 90% of the shoot happens before you set a foot on set.
That's so true. And a lot of bins.
A lot of bins.
A lot of bins.
A lot of bins and a lot of sitting and planning.
Yeah, so much. Because the thing is that like you don't want to be figuring these things out on the day. Because I don't think you would actually be able to shoot anything if you didn't have anything planned.
Yeah, we don't like surprises on set. We try to mitigate them as much as possible.
And two, having extras too. Like there were like the barrette thing that was in her hair, like even that, I had different versions of that barrette that I sourced, because I was like, I don't know what's gonna look perfect in her hair, because we don't have time for like multiple days of like, let's practice hair and let's do trials and all this. No, we have this amount of time and we have to make this happen. So we have to think this out. If this barrette doesn't work, we need another one to make it work. So it's just kind of thinking those things through, making sure that, the ring fits. We had 2 different rings because, the rings needed to fit both her middle finger and her ring finger. So we had two rings. We had 2 actor rings. And so like these just things that you have to think about, and like continuity, and like all the things that, this day needs this and this day needs this, and all the things that, were kind of in there, and you had to have them on set, because if you didn't have them, you're out of luck, so like you had to kind of visualize what things were going to look like, and then make sure that those things were in the bin.
Yeah.
Too, like you had to make sure that everything was there, because if you find yourself without, you left the ring at home, that's a big problem,
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So, and even down to like, we keep bringing up the barrette because that was a thing that I really gave a lot of thought to. So like, I needed something that would symbolize her decision, right? Like I needed an action for her to do to kind of showcase that she was going to do something else, right? That decision that she made. So that shot, at the mirror, I was like, I need her to pull this barrette out. And I remember I talked to Jacqueline about this, and originally, we were gonna have the hairdo be in this way where when Sarah pulled out the barrette, it was going to like, her hair was gonna fall, right? And it worked out so well in my brain. I was like, oh yeah, this is yeah, we got this. No, that was a logistic nightmare. And not only that, to reset that would have been horrible. So we ended up kind of like placing it in a way to where she could pull it out seamlessly, and like her hair would stay in place. And then the next shot where she comes into frame, obviously, that she took her hair out. And even that, like even the decision of what her hair was going to look like was very specific, because like I wanted it to be where, she has this kind of beach wavy look. Because if anyone's ever gotten their like hair done for their wedding, usually you curl your hair and then you put it in like a bun or something, because you want those little wispies and you want those little things. So the idea was that she would take her hair out off camera and she'd come into frame kind of messing with her hair, and it would be believable that it's something that would come out of that bun, which it was. Because there really wasn't much in the way of like complete reset of hair. It was already, curled and all that stuff. So even down to the barrette, I was like, I need to make sure that this barrette can come out of the hair, because like it could get caught. And there was one moment where it got caught, and it's like, oh no. So like it needs to be able to come out seamlessly and effortlessly. And so that type of thing is like what gets thought through as well. So yeah, it's just all those little things that kind of circle around in your brain, and you're just trying. I remember the night before shooting, and I was just, I was like the Energizer Bunny. Do you remember, Michael? I was just the Energizer Bunny. I was like, okay, all right, Mom, and my mom's there, and I was like, okay, here's the list. Here's the detailed list of everything we need for day 1. Here's the detailed list for everything we need for day 2. Because this is the other thing. We had to have all 3 days completely done. Like we had to have all the props, all the wardrobe, all of the things ready to go for all 3 days, because obviously we were shooting for all 3 days. So we couldn't really go out and get something if we needed it. We had to have everything except for the flowers, which my mom ended up getting. So like I'm there with my lists, and I'm like, okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, are all these things here? Yes. Okay, awesome. Bin number 1, great. Bin number 2. I think we had like 4 bins for the bridal suite. We had so many bins. And then also like confirming that everybody is like still good to go, and like having the first day be a day that the call time was like 3:30 a.m. was a little bit stressful. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that was a rough way to start a 3-day shoot. Starting
at 3:30. But like everyone was so professional. Everyone was there on time. Like everything was just great. And like, it was it was a journey, you know, kind of wearing all the hats of like production design and, you know, editor and then director and then, you know, wardrobe person. And then you guys should have seen my like directing notebook, because I had all of the like, you know, visuals for hair and makeup, for, you know, the rooms and how they needed to look, for all the props. I had lists of all the props, of all the wardrobe that needed to be there, like literally like the shot list, of course. We had a script for the recording studio day, so I had that in there. Like I literally had everything in there, the call sheets, all that stuff. And just keeping track of everything is just like, yeah, it's just a lot. But again, like it was all worth it. It all came together. It was beautiful. Everyone did such a great job. And I am just very happy that it's out there living now, that people can see it, that this thing that, you know, I was working on for so many months, that I was like, hey guys, I'm so sorry, I can't stream. Like I have to work on this thing. Like the fact that it is now there, it is real. You guys can see it. Yeah.
Promise it's real.
It's real, I swear. But yeah, you guys can watch it. You guys can enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, I'm very proud of it. Again, I just feel so grateful that my clients in modeling like allowed us to borrow so many beautiful products. I mean, I gotta say, the dress, the shoes, and the like accents, like the accessories and stuff, they made that whole area. Like that dress hanging there, like just beautiful, drop dead gorgeous, like just so stunning. And like I'm so
well, no, I remember sitting there with you. I was like, we got to come up with more shots just so that we can film this.
I know, because the dress was just so beautiful, and it
looks so good.
Oh, and the shoe, oh my goodness, it's just beautiful. And then of course like the veil draped over the chair, like the one thing I was really sad about, you guys, okay, so a little fun fact, one little last thing before we wrap this up. One little fun thing that wasn't so fun for me on the day was that I put so much flippin' effort into this like bottle of champagne.
Oh no.
I had this idea that we were going to have this bottle of champagne. Because again, you guys, when you have a color scheme, because every location had its own very specific, well thought out color scheme. So obviously I had to go out and source like the you know, champagne bottle that didn't have text on it, because that's another thing. You can't have anything with logos or anything that have like text, you know, that's copyright. So I'm like, I found this champagne bottle that didn't have text, and I found this vintage champagne thingy, and like I did all this, right? And I'm like, I got these fake ice cubes because I didn't want them to melt, and I like spritzed them with water. I like went to the nth degree for this flippin' champagne bottle to like be featured in this music video. And it's all there and it's ready to go. And Michael comes to me and he's like, Ashlyn, the ice looks really fake. And I'm like, no, it does, and it looks great. And he's like, no. No, it looks not great. And I'm like, it's fine. Just do one insert. And we start to do the insert, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh no. Like,
yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Okay, I will just let go of this champagne bottle. I'll let go of it. It's okay. And
just die a little inside.
I mourned that champagne bottle shot.
It was a very good looking champagne bottle.
It was a good champagne bottle. My ice did not look good. I was very sad about it. And nobody else on set like cared about my shot. Like nobody else was, it was like such a brief insert shot. Like nobody else was like, oh my goodness, this is crucial. But to me, this was crucial. I wanted this shot. I was like, I'm going to get the champagne shot. And like, it did not come together. So maybe one day I'll release that sad little champagne shot that never was.
I have a couple shots that didn't make the final cut to them. Like, I wish.
Yeah. But you know, it's like, it's that kind of thing. And I think that like as a director and as an editor, like a director editor, it's one of those things where you also have to kind of put aside, you know, your personal like feelings, if that makes sense. Like there were shots that I just was absolutely in love with, like what Michael mentioned earlier about that kind of wraparound shot. That was like one of my favorites too, but in its entirety. Like I wanted to use that shot in its entirety. And like as a director, that is like beautiful. It's a very gorgeous, like full on, full move, gorgeous shot. But like you have to kind of put your feelings aside for a moment and go, but what needs to happen for the greater good of the story we're telling and of the greater good of the music video itself? And you can't get hung up on like, but I love this shot.
Yeah.
You have to go, okay, I love this shot and that's real and that's true. But like, what tells the story? What is the most important thing? I like this shot because it moves the story forward. It does its job, right? Like this, the shot that I love, like it would not have moved the story forward in its entirety. It would have slowed the pacing down. And so I had to like let go of it and, you know, kind of really edit to what I felt was the best way to showcase the story and also to showcase Sarah in the most like beautiful and, you know, impactful way. So I think it really came together and I'm very proud of it. Very proud of our team. But I wanted to come on here and I wanted to do this stream super last minute, super impromptu. But I wanted to do this because I feel like so often, I kind of mentioned this before, so often like when you see a final product, you don't necessarily know everything that goes into it. And like you don't necessarily know all of the people that were there to make this happen and that by their, you know, like investment in their passion, like this all came together and without them it wouldn't have happened. And so like I wanted to come on here and just kind of sing their praises and also just to say thank you to all of them. I don't know if they'll ever see this video, but even if they don't, like just really say thank you to each and every member of our cast and crew. And then also like everybody from the Dream Team and the Lighthouse who donated money for this fundraiser and helped us financially reach this incredible place where we have this gorgeous music video, because without you guys, nothing would have happened. So thank you guys so much for everything, and for allowing us to make art. I think it is such a gift to be able to create something and to be able to artistically express yourself. And I feel like, you know, it was such a gift to be able to work with Michael again and to work with our incredible team. And it was a lot of brilliant moments of talent. And I feel very excited about the final product. So yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Michael? I'm going to ask again, just in case you forgot anything that you wanted to kind of say this thing.
No, I think you did a really good job summarizing everything.
I mean, of course, I know that there's other like logistical things that I didn't touch on as far as production and stuff, but like I feel like I got
wants to hear about logistics.
Yeah, as boring stuff, right? But I feel like, you know, the kind of important moments were discussed and shared. So cool. Well, thank you, Michael, for taking some time today, super last minute and impromptu, to jump on and share your experience. And again, thank you for just really giving your heart to this. Like, I know you're always on my team and you always show up in such a big way because, you know, you care about me, but also just like as a talent, there have been so many projects that we've worked on together and so many moments that would not have happened without your incredible dedication and your talent. And so thank you for always showing up in such a big way and doing whatever needs to be done to be able to support me and to support my art as well. So thank you for just being wonderful you.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, little hidden secret here. I'm actually a very big fan of your work, so I am always happy when I get to work with you.
Well, thanks, Michael. But I will let you get back to whatever it is that you were doing before. And I will probably call you after my second stream.
The second stream. Yeah, because one stream a day is not enough.
No, it is not. Especially when I'm playing another Crab's Treasure.
Oh.
Alrighty. Well, I love you and I'll talk to you soon.
Love you too. Have a good streams.
I will. Bye.
Bye.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, I want to wrap this up here. Does anybody have any questions for me? Any questions about anything that I've said or anything production-wise, cast-wise, anything at all? I am here to answer any questions that you may or may not have. Let's see. Hello, lovely. Welcome in. No worries at all. Hello, Vicky. Welcome in, friend. Welcome. How was the experience? Oh my goodness. The experience was very, oh my goodness. It was very, I'm trying to think of the right descriptive word. It was very vast, if that makes sense. Like there was so many like beautiful moments, you know, like beautiful moments of creation that happened. And like, it was just vast. And I feel like that word kind of embodies like how it felt. Like it just felt so incredible to be able to create like a shot list and then like to see that happen in front of me, to see what I had envisioned in my mind as I was building this, like this story, like on paper, like to literally see it happen in real time. Like that was incredible to like experience. That piece was just like profound. It was profound. That's the word I was looking for. The experience was profound because like, there were so many elements, like elements of education, elements of like true fulfillment, elements of excitement. Like there was an array of like experiences that I had with this one experience. So like I can't even limit it to one word because I feel like it was just a vast experience. And like my favorite part of it was seeing like the vision happen in like just literally seeing it in real time, like happen and like it was in my brain. Like it was just so cool. It was awesome. Hello, Bio. Welcome in. Welcome. Let's see. Devontae says, Ashlyn, when will you play Ali Forster again on The Bold and the Beautiful? Oh my goodness, Devontae. I would love to play Ali again. I am not sure if or when I'm coming back on The Bold and the Beautiful, but I would love to. That would be an amazing experience. Let's see. Lovely. I do have a TikTok. It should just be Ashlyn Pearce. I do have one. I think I think my username is just Ashlyn Pearce. Let me double check that. Because I'll say it and then there's going to be like an underscore or something in there. Let's see. Yeah, it's just at Ashlyn Pearce. So if that is that, then yeah. Let's see. That's awesome. It was very beautiful work. I'm so happy you enjoyed it, Vicky. It was truly like a labor of love from every single person involved, and like it really came together in such a beautiful way. And like I've watched it so many times. Like obviously I watched it a ton like in the editing room, but after the final piece was approved, like I've watched it so many times. Like I just think it's such a beautiful piece. Like I just think it is, I just love it. I really do. I love it. And I'm just so happy that like it's out in the world now. Like it's out there, it's living, it's thriving. Everyone is watching it, which thank you to everybody who's watched it. Like it was just so fun to see it all come together. Cause like obviously in my brain, I'm very like visual, right? Like I see it all in my head. And then like knowing that we got the shots and then sitting down for the first day, I'll never forget it, sitting down and building out the skeleton of the video and seeing the kind of flow of the video and seeing the story unfold and seeing it happen. Like I just, it's an indescribable feeling is what it is. Like when you have worked so hard on something and have done so many things to bring a project together, and then like you see it, you're sitting there in the editing room and you see it coming together and you're like, wow, this is it. This is here. It's happening. Like it is an indescribable feeling. And like when it was released today, it feels like you've been running a marathon and you finally cross that finish line and you're like, in that runner's high, right? Where it's like there it is, it's there, everyone's seeing it, you've hit that finish line. It is indescribable. It's a beautiful feeling, you know, because to make productions, and this is productions of any kind, you guys, like to make music videos, to make short films. I mean, I went through something like this with another story, the short film I did like recently. Like, it's the same thing when you watch it on the big screen. That was kind of the moment for me, like when it felt like I crossed that finish line. Like when I saw it on the big screen for the premiere or the pre-premiere that Irina and I went to see it there, it's that instantaneous, like, I made it, it's here. Because so much work goes into art, so much work goes into creating something that is film or TV or music videos or anything like this. It takes so much work, and it takes a village. It takes a group of people. It is not just one person. It is a group of people that come together to make this happen. And like, to be able to stand there and be like, wow, here it is. It's done. It's right there. It's indescribable. It's indescribable. And it's such an amazing feeling. And like, I also like really believe that for me, I know when it's done. Like when I finished it, I felt in my gut and in my heart and in my soul that it was finished. And as much as I like could continue to tweak and do things, right, I had to stop. I was like, no, this is where it is. This is where it needs to be. And I showed it to Sarah, and she really liked it. And I was so happy. I was like, wow, this is so exciting. Like, it's all coming together. And like, I'm just very proud of it. I'm very proud of it. I worked really hard on it, you guys. I worked really hard on it, especially in the editing room. Like, I wanted it to be perfect for Sarah. Like, I wanted it to be literally perfect as I possibly could make it. It was so important for me that like it was perfect, and down to the like beat, because like it was important for me to like hit the beat during the transitions of the shots and like make sure that I picked the visuals that were like the most beautiful and like the most impactful, and like, you know, just every single thing. I really had, you know, Sarah in mind and like the community in mind, because I'm like, this is like, I have to make this as perfect as it can be for everyone. Like, it's just, I put that pressure on myself. I did. I won't deny it. I just wanted it. When I'm entrusted with an artist, like when I'm entrusted with a job, right? I put so much pressure on myself to make it as good and as amazing as I possibly can. And I literally will stay up until 4 a.m. sometimes. Like, there were days where I would edit for like 10 hours straight, and I would only get up to get coffee. Like, it was so important for me to just make it beautiful for Sarah. Because like, I know that this song meant a lot to her, and I know that like the story behind this meant a lot. And like, when you're entrusted with a song or you're entrusted with a story, or both in this case, like, it's so important that like you take that seriously and you do your absolute best with it. And that's what I did. Like, I did my very, very best. And I know that everybody on this team did their very, very best as well. And like, I'm very proud of it. And I'm so glad you guys like it. Thank you for taking the time to watch it. Thank you for everybody who's been encouraging over these past couple of months. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. Like, I am so grateful for all of you guys, and so grateful to the entire team, cast and crew, everybody. Like, I am so grateful. Like, thank you for allowing me to continue to make art, because that's what you guys did. For those who are just, for those who donated, and for those who like really showed up in a big way, especially during that fundraiser, like, it meant everything. It meant everything to be able to build something so beautiful. Vicky says, wow, well, you succeeded. It's absolutely beautiful. Perfection at its best. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Thank you for saying that. Like, it just means so much. So thank you. Thank you to everybody who was at the premiere today. Thank you so much again for taking the time to watch it. I can't stop watching it. I keep watching it because I'm just so proud of it. Let's see. Oh, also, you guys, before I forget, I saw that while Michael was talking, the other Michael Thomas donated. So I just want to get a big shout out to Michael. Thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful gift. And I also saw that it's their birthday today, y'all. So I want to take a moment really, really quick, and I want to sing a happy birthday song to Michael. I hope you guys will join in on me. Thank you so, so much for that gift, my friend. I'm going to sing you a very quick happy birthday song. I hope you see it. Here we go, y'all. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Michael. Oh my goodness, thank you for that beautiful gift, and I hope you have a fabulous birthday. I hope it is filled with all the things that spark joy and bring happiness for you. But again, y'all, I just have to keep saying it because I feel like it's so important to really give credit to all the people who put so much time and effort into this. Every person had a role to play, and they did it so beautifully. So thank you to our entire cast and crew. Thank you to the Dream Team. Thank you to the Lighthouse. You guys really showed up in a big way. Thank you for all of your support. I can't say thank you enough. So thank you guys for just being amazing, and also for coming to this very impromptu stream. I know we're very late for our next stream, so I'm gonna like pop off here, kind of grab some water, do a little jig to get, my body like, moving with the blood flow. And then I'm gonna jump over onto Twitch, and we're probably gonna start streaming, I would imagine, at like 5 p.m. So we're only like an hour behind. It's fine. So thank you guys so much for everything. Again, if you want to see the video, the link is up or down there. I pinned it over there. Where is it? I don't even know where the link is. But if you'd like to check it out, go to Sarah's YouTube page, you guys. It's there. The song is called Today. It is the official music video. Don't get confused. There are 2 videos, y'all. There is a lyric video, and then there is the official music video. The official music video is the one that I directed. Definitely check out both, but in case you're wondering like which one is the one that I directed, it's the official music video. So definitely check it out, you guys. And again, thank you so much for everything. Again, thank you for coming to this impromptu stream. I know it was super last minute, but I just wanted to kind of, while the video, it was out there for the first day, I just kind of wanted to jump on here and share with you finally my process behind everything. Because, also in the beginning, like when we were doing all these things, obviously there are a lot of like really exciting things that happen in the music video, and I didn't want to like disclose those things. I didn't want to, like spill the beans, as they say. I wanted to keep everything under lock and key until it was officially out. And so being able to kind of jump on here and share my process and go through all the things that happened, yeah, it's really cool to finally be able to do that and be able to share with you where I was all those times that I canceled streams. So, yeah, y'all, now you guys kind of have a general idea of all the things that happened and all of the people that came together and all the things that went into making this beautiful music video. And yeah, I'm really proud of it. And I don't think there's anything else to be said. I'm just so incredibly grateful. So yeah, you guys check it out. Let me know what you think. Please definitely like the music video and comment. I think Sarah has on there like what was your favorite part of the video. Please share what your favorite part was, because I also, as the director and the editor of this, like I would love to know what your favorite part is. So definitely check it out. It would mean a lot to me. Again, huge labor of love from everybody. So please check it out. Please like it. And yeah, with that said, you guys, I'm going to jump off, and then I'm going to get ready for the next stream, and I will be over on Twitch playing another Crab's Treasure at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Now, not 4. And hopefully I will see you guys over there. Vicky says, thank you for being amazing. Oh my goodness. No, you, Vicky. Thank you for everything. I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon. Sooner than y'all think, because I'm jumping on in like 12 minutes already. I love you guys so much. And as always, my lovely and amazing dream team, happy gaming, happy streaming, and I will see y'all over on Twitch. Alrighty, guys. Bye. Bye.